Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Gnarly Gnome, and this is not a show. You know that already, hopefully, or hopefully you're not new around here. If you are, welcome. It's a happy hour. It's an excuse for us to drink together, to talk about whatever is happening in our lives or in the Cincinnati booth that's convenient. And we hang out once a week, Monday nights. Usually we say around 9:30-ish, because as you can see tonight, sometimes it's a little bit later. Sometimes it doesn't work out the way we want it to, the way I want it to. My kids, the way my kids want it to. But we're here. We're together. Everybody is having a drink. Because it's a happy hour, you're supposed to tell me what it is you're drinking. And it looks like everybody is already getting a jump on that here. Let's see. Josh is having Columbus Brewing Devil's Kush IPA. Marco's having Psychopathy. Julia is having a brown ale with vanilla from Maplewood Brewing. Julia says it has a picture of a gnome on it, so she felt it was fitting. Perfect. I'm not going to drink a beer, and I will tell you why I'm not going to drink a beer, because I was digging through some fridges, and I was making some room. I was restocking some tubular meat down here in the basement. I have a little fridge that is, I guess, it's my first beer fridge that I ever had when I was probably not old enough to have a beer fridge, but I had this little fridge, and I use that now for like orange juice, for vermouth, for things like that. Sometimes I'll throw, some pop in there or something, maybe, usually not, but it's also where I would keep, hot dogs and things like that down here. And so I was going through there and cleaning some old stuff out, because there was some really old stuff in there that I'm never going to drink. And I have a tubular meat fridge. I found in that fridge a bottle that I don't know how long it's been in there. So I figured, instead of letting it sit in there even longer, I might as well drink it. Which means tonight we're drinking sake. Again, I have no clue how old this is. There is some kind of printed date on here. It is from 0093 period. I don't even know what that means. And I'm not seeing any other evidence of a date anywhere unless it's written in Japanese, which is possible. I don't know a lot about sake, so I don't know how long they typically recommend that it lasts. Maybe somebody can do some quick Googling. But I guarantee that this is probably a little older than they recommend it be. It's Manatsuru Crane. There's a dry sake from Niigata, Japan. My favorite part of Japan. And it says, well, I'm going to crack it open and then we'll read more, because there's lots of stuff written on here, which I like it when there's lots of things written on my bottles. I like some reading while I'm drinking. This could be terrible. Let's see. Julia says sake is supposed to be drank within 1 year of purchase per the internet. I feel like that's a poor way to measure date. I feel like it should be within a certain amount of it being like bottled or brewed. I feel like purchase leaves a lot up to mystery there. All right. 1 year of the bottling date. All right. So I should drink this within 1 year of 0093 period. I think that is, I don't know if you can see that on there. That's what it says. 0093 period. Okay. All right, let me dig into here. It's clear. Not really surprising. Yeah, it just kind of looks like sake. See if it smells terrible. Nope. Guess what? It still smells good. There's no possible way that when I'm walking into a hibachi restaurant and I'm grabbing a bottle of sake, that all of those are within 1 year of bottling. No possible way. There's no way it's fresh. Not enough people are drinking it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody's out there drinking sake. it's like, I mean, if you've had sake, I think that there's a very kind of standard flavor profile that you get used to. Very floral, fruity. There's some citrus. And then like that kind of fermented it's fermented flowers is what it smells like. All right, let me get in here. Cheers. I tell you what, that tastes just fine. Oh, it's actually delicious. Really light. It's not. It's like real soft. Ooh, like pillowy. Oh, that's good. It says, all right, about the sake. Manatsuru crane. Oh, there's more words. Karakuchi. Matsuru crane karakuchi. Marco says, everybody I know drinks a lot of that when they eat out, like at Skyline. That sounds terrible. Let's see. This is a Karakuchi sake. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's going to tell me, which means it is dry. Thank you, bottle. The bottle is always there for me. This sake is soft. Ooh, I was right. It's soft. I told you it was soft. Pillowy with a clean finish. It is best served at room temperature. Whoops. Or warmed. Nope, I'm drinking it cold. I like mine cold. Let's see. Should have let it warm up, I guess. It's best served room temperature or warmed. Manatsuru crane karakuchi goes well with a wide range of food. That doesn't help me out at all. Let's see. It is. Oh, there's a grade. One of these days I'm going to do a whole show about sake, all these different grades and all these different categories and stuff. This is a Hanjozo, which means it's special. I don't know what makes it special, but it is. It's special from the region. Let's see. Sado Island in Niigata. Okay. I do like Niigata this time of year. And there's some kind of a rating here, and it's called Nihonshu Do. And then it has a +8 to a +10. I don't know what that means, but then in parentheses it says dry. So I'm guessing this is some kind of sweetness rating, and this is a +8 or a +10 on the Nihonshu Do scale. And then there is, oh man, this one's okay. Sumaibuai. I don't know. 65%, 35%. Okay, so this is, I know what this means. Okay. So when people are making sake, you take the rice and you polish the rice. So you like throw them in a thing and it wears the outside of the rice hulls or whatever down, the grains of rice. And depending on how much you polish down to get to that good middle of the rice, I guess, there's a different number, and that's what that means. So we have 35% of the rice has been milled away, so 65% is left over. All right. Josh says, I'm not a fan of warm sake at all. A few times I had it at the Pachi Grill. I don't love it either. It's fine. Rice hulls. Rice hull. I don't love warm sake. It's fine, especially like there's times like if I'm having like sushi, it can be okay. But I like it cold. I like my drinks cold. Usually, unless they're poked. And I'm not going to poke this. It is really good though. Okay. We're going to sit here and drink that. It's going to be a bit of a abbreviated show tonight. I have a couple things there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Some things I can't talk about yet. I hate saying that to people, and then there's also some stuff that I can. The biggest thing is, Julia said, oh, you probably said hulls. Yes, there you go. Hulls. I've been super busy lately. I feel like I tell you guys that a lot, but I can finally kind of start talking about this project that I'm working on, this Bruckman project, because hopefully, I feel like I say this a lot, hopefully the first parts of that project will start kind of popping up this. Hopefully I'll have them done this week. I don't know if I'll post it this week or next week, maybe before the weekend. I don't know. It depends. But the first kind of video that will be on my channel will be up very soon, because I think I got the last piece of that recorded this weekend. So I've been super busy with that. That's the whole kind of joke with the Subterranean Gnome, is that I feel like not only do I feel like I've been holed up here in the basement for what feels like a lot of time lately. I have done some more remodeling here in the studio. You guys can't see that. I mean, you can see a little bit, but I here. Let's do this. If I that messed all that up. Now I can't see the chat. That's fine. We'll fix it. I think. Nope. Now you can just see that. You can see a little bit of the studio there. So this whole wall is... now that doesn't work. Now I'm unplugging everything. Now the drink camera is all messed up. Okay. I've been slowly trying to get all of this stuff in order and done, and some semblance of organization to make all of this stuff easier to keep track of. It gets, if you think, you don't think, I tell you all the time how chaotic my life is. Because my life is so chaotic sometimes, this little studio, this is kind of, this is basically my workplace, sort of. I don't actually sit here and do a lot of work. I do that in my office because it's more comfortable, but this is where all of the actual work things live. So when I'm super busy, this gets messy and disorganized, and then when I then have to switch stuff around to go do another job or whatever it may be, it makes it really hard to do that. So I've been trying really, really hard over the last few months to get this kind of in a better spot, and hopefully now we're in a good spot for a little bit. We'll see. There's always little things that I want to redo this whole desk. I want to redo part of that shelf over there. Lots of things. Julia says the new logo over the chat. Yeah, it's a little simpler, a little more basic. This is like just way down a different rabbit hole. I'm trying to, so I pay a bunch of different companies basically to license things, be them artwork, music. Sometimes I'll use stock footage for different video projects, sound effects, motion graphics, a lot of those things, and all of that stuff you pay companies for monthly. I'm trying to cut hopefully 2 of those that I'm paying out, and the keg on the old logo is part of one of those. So I was looking at it and I'm like, oh well, that's really the only thing that I'm using on a regular basis. It means I have to change the intro video again too if I want to cut it out, but I don't know. It's a thought. That's why there's a new logo up there, because I was trying it out to see if I liked it. And then nothing else that you guys will probably notice that'll change if I decide to go that route. I probably, all in all, with all of the music is probably the most expensive one. With music and I guess we probably have to count Canva in there, because Canva, there's lots of artwork in there that is pieces of stuff. We'll go ahead and count Adobe Suite now. There's lots of stock that I use from that. I'm going to say right now I'm spending $200 a month, something like that, on just stuff. So I got to fix that. I gotta cut back on that a little bit and make it make more sense. But that's why there's a new logo. But I've been working on so many like little things, and it's not like big giant projects, but they just have me kind of stuck down here in the basement a lot lately. Again, kind of going on that Subterranean Gnome thing. There's just been a lot of it. I just feel like I live underground now. As far as things that have been going on, so this weekend was a busy weekend. I finally been trying to make it to hang out for the honor bus the last couple years, and just have not been able to get my schedule to match up. And even this year didn't really match up. I was shooting video project in the morning, and then finally made it kind of in the afternoon to a couple of the stops and got to hang out, and it was phenomenal. And I will try to always make sure it matches up now because it was that good. So if you guys haven't made it out to honor bus stops, you should probably do that. And I need to be better about letting everybody know when that is next year. You should know by now. You should be paying attention, but I'll do better. It smells so good. I always forget how much I enjoy sake. It's just like so. It's so light. Beer can kind of fill you up sometimes. Wine can be kind of assertive. Cocktails can just be a pain in the butt if you just want to sit and drink and don't want to be sitting making drinks all night. Sake just kind of fits in its own little bubble, and I feel like it's very misunderstood by a lot of people. It's very not understood. There is still so much about it that I don't know, and that I would love to. I definitely need to get an episode together sometime soon. So made it to the honor bus. That was awesome, and I'm really, really happy that I was able to do that. It was, like I said, a busy day, and I managed to kind of squeeze it in there, which I was not sure that I was going to. Made it to a couple more stops. And now that I'm saying this, I don't know if I've told you guys about this other thing that I'm doing, which I don't know if I should yet, because it's still a couple months away from being done. But why not? There was somebody asked me, God, it's probably been 6+ months ago. Somebody said that, or they asked me, we were talking about wings. I love wings while I'm drinking beer. And they asked, what's your favorite place to go for wings? And I said some of the bars around town that I think make great wings. I said, well, what about breweries? And so I kind of threw a couple out there, but then it got me thinking, and I started obsessing like I always do. And I was like, man, you know what? There's probably a lot of places that I haven't even tried their wings as far as breweries go. So I kind of started to pull out a piece of paper and I started kind of making a quick little list. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot of places that I haven't had their wings, or haven't had them in a long time. Julia says, is this a new bracket? Not a bracket necessarily, because I can't find a way to do that and feel good about it. Instead, it's going to be just a full big blog post that kind of breaks it down, and I will tell you who I think has the best wings in the city. I have a whole way that I'm figuring this out, though, to make it as fair as possible, and that involves a large spreadsheet. And there are many different things every time I eat the wings that I'm rating and ranking and scoring and taking notes on. which means that now I have to go to every single brewery that sells wings and have their wings. I'm getting close. Like, I've only got a few left, which is why I'm kind of okay saying this out loud. I don't want anything to be spoiled with this. I don't want to walk in somewhere and have somebody make some kind of special wings that they would not make for somebody else. I'm like, here's our regular wings. I don't want that. I want the same thing that I would be getting if I wasn't doing this whole thing. So I got a couple of those knocked off this weekend. Got one knocked off today that I had been trying to get to. Last week, this is why these things are so ridiculous. Last week, because I have to, with a beer, it's easy. You can just go somewhere and have a beer, and it's fairly simple. With wings, you've got to go there at lunch or dinner, depending on the brewery. It's probably at dinner time, depending on their hours, and you've got to be hungry. You've got to be in the mood for wings. Julia says, I will get to this. It makes it a little more complicated to have to get them. So I planned around going to this place last week, and I got there. I'm ready. I get myself a beer, and I get my menu, and I'm looking, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to take some wings, and I order my wings. And she looked at me, and she's like, oh, yeah, we're out of wings right now. I'm like, no. I'm just like, it becomes very frustrating because it's like, not that it's a ruined evening, because it was fine. I got something else and I was just as happy, but I have to now schedule time to go back and get the wings. So very complicated stuff. This is my life. Julia wants to know, if a brewery has multiple tap rooms and they sell wings at each one, are you going to each tap room or just the master tap room? I will answer this simply with, it kind of depends. What I was doing before is saying kind of the master tap room. However, I've kind of started to shift my opinion on that a little bit. There are definitely some places that are multiple tap rooms, and their wings are very distinctly different. Not many, but I'm starting to think that even if they aren't, I probably should try each one just in case, even just for my own curiosity, just to see how I score them differently. But as of right now, let's see where I'm at. As of right now, I have 24 of them done out of 33. And again, that number it depends. That's only counting one of the voodoo spots. I didn't count both. I probably should, and I probably will. It does not count. That's only one high grain. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones on here. That is only one third eye. That is only one BJ's Brew House. Yeah, see, BJ's, I can make an argument for some of these places to do multiple locations. I cannot make that argument for BJ's. Yeah, there's a couple on here that I still need to add. And by the time I get this finished, are we going to have another Mad Tree tap room open? Maybe. I don't know. That I might need to add. I don't know. It becomes very, it's a living, breathing thing. I'm anticipating that this will not get done until early next year is kind of where in my head it's at. But these are the things I obsess over. This is what occupies my free moments, is trying to come up with fun projects like this. I get really annoyed when places will put out an article or a blog that is, oh, here's the best wings in Cincinnati. And you can tell that they have not been to most, if any, of the places on their list. They just went to Yelp or something like that and did a quick search and then copy and pasted the places down into an article. It gets under my skin. It bothers me. How can you say something is the best if you haven't, number one, tried it, but tried everything else? That's one of the reasons that I have always shied away from saying something is the best. I will say that I like something, or I really like something, or I don't like something. I'll say that anytime, but I don't think I can bring myself to say something is the best if I haven't had all of it, or the worst if I haven't had all of it. That's kind of where I'm at. Maybe that's overthinking things. It probably is, but so what? If I can't overthink things, where's the fun in anything? It smells so good. I would normally drink sake just out of like a wine glass. I can just pour the whole thing in there, but I was going to tell you a reason why I didn't do that tonight, and I don't really have one. This glass was just sitting there, and I don't know that I've drank out of it in a long time, so I figured I'll make it feel good about itself. I've been busy trying to get the bar cleaned up because I'm going to have some people over on Friday. If I won't say, I'm gonna have some people over on Friday, and I need to get the bar cleaned up a little bit. Cheers, Rod. It's really easy, especially something that a lot of people don't understand, especially some members of my family. Because this basement is kind of a multi-purpose space for me. Like, not only, yes, like it's the bar, it's like a rec room, it's a place that adults can hang out when we, have people over, or whenever, you just come hang out, have a drink, like you're going to the bar. It's that, but it's also my workspace. and like, I don't know if you can really tell how big this room is, but it's not very big. This is probably like, I don't know, 12 feet by 12 feet. It's not very big. So yes, I call this the studio, and yes, it works for like a live stream like this. If I need to take pictures of something, that's not happening in this room. I've done it and I can make it happen. But it's a little cramped, and it very quickly fills up, especially if you're setting up more than like one or two lights. So usually I'll just set up a table out in the main part of the basement, which means then that the bar gets covered with things. The coffee table gets covered with things. There's just like random light stands just sitting out in the middle of the room. There's like a big giant bar from where I had a backdrop hanging like 2 months ago. It's just sitting in the middle of the room. That kind of stuff just kind of stays around, and that makes it very difficult to then have the room fulfill its multiple purposes. It just kind of gets messy, and it's out of sight, out of mind for a lot of people that live in my house. My kids are not going to come down here and help clean the basement. My kids come down here probably like, I don't know, once every 2 months or something. Not right now even, because the stage, there's a stage in the basement, and sometimes my kids like to stay there and sing songs or dance or whatever. That's not happening right now. It's covered with stuff. There's stuff everywhere. I've been doing this stupid beer can purge. If you ever get a wild like hair up your butt to decide to start collecting beer cans, don't do it. It's insane. So I'm in the middle of like purging that collection and kind of focusing it down, which means there's just now all these beer cans everywhere. I'm trying to find labels that I want to save, labels that I can save, and save those. I'm trying to pull all the pop tabs off so that I can take them and donate them. And then all of the cans have to get crushed because otherwise they're not going to fit anywhere. That will just take up so much space. There's thousands of beer cans that I've been going through. We're getting there. It's down to just a couple containers worth, but it's insane. It is literally insane, and it's easy to just like turn the lights off, go upstairs, and pretend that none of it exists. So I'm trying not to do that, especially right now as we head into winter. I tend to spend more time down here in the winter. And I'm trying to get it all where it needs to be. I've also got like other little like projects that still need. My bar is still not finished. It's still like unfinished ply. Everything is unfinished plywood in my house. This desk is still unfinished plywood. You can see it. It's unfinished plywood because it's just not done. I haven't gotten a chance to do it. It's the bar is unfinished plywood. I have these 2 bourbon barrels sitting in the corner because there's supposed to be a table on them. I still haven't built a tabletop. It's just 2 bourbon barrels. You just use the bourbon barrels as a table. It's ridiculous. My life is nothing but a series of unfinished projects. And that's yeah, unfinished projects. So at that, we should probably wrap things up so that I can go get something done tonight before bed. And hopefully this week and get this basement cleaned up. I can tell you that when I have people over, even if there's no place for anybody to sit, there is lots of beer. I did finally get out. I have a cooler that I lovingly call Big Blue. It used to be, I guess it still technically is, a big giant Miller Lite cooler. Like, I don't know what the intention was for this cooler. I guess there's like you could probably fit like a pony keg in it. But I don't know that I've ever seen a pony keg of Miller Lite. So I don't really know the purpose of it. But it looks like a big trash can, basically. And it was just given to me because somebody wanted to get rid of it, and I couldn't let it go because it's a big giant cooler. It lived out in my shed for a while, and then we had a party one day, and so I brought it in here to the basement and filled it with a bunch of beer. And then it's just kind of never left. It's been sitting in the basement. I have since covered it with brewery stickers, so it doesn't look like a Miller Lite cooler anymore, but it is just this big, basically a giant trash can that for a long time down here in the basement has been filled with overflow beer can collection. Now that I've been purging that, I now finally have use of Big Blue again. So Big Blue will be filled with Oktoberfest beer on Friday when I have people over, and I've been preparing for that. So he's hanging out there. He's all happy that he's going to finally have some real beer in him for once. Got the like I said, the tubular meat fridge ready to go because that's how I roll. I have not restocked my dicks. That's going to be a problem. I have it looks like 3 bags of dicks. Looks like I have 1 barbecue and 2 salty. That's an issue. And when I was at Jungle Jim's last and checked, there was no more dicks. I think I bought all of the dicks. I keep buying all of the dicks at Jungle Jim's. So we need to figure that out. I'm going to have to, I don't think there's enough time for me to get a Dick's order in. I'm going to have to figure, I'm going to have to go to every bar in the city and buy all their dicks. It's the only thing I think of. But it'll be good. It'll be fine. Anyways, all right. Let's wrap things up, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys later this week. I don't know exactly what I don't know exactly what I'm going to do as far as Friday goes. So we're going to be drinking a bunch of Oktoberfest beer. I'm going to empty out this fridge here that has one of every Cincinnati Oktoberfest beer in it. And I'm going to cuvee them together. And I'm probably going to poke it. But I don't know if I'm going to make any kind of content around that because I don't think I want to. I think I'm just going to sit and drink. So maybe I'll take some pictures and put them up on Instagram. Maybe a short video. I don't know. Stay tuned for maybe something. Maybe nothing. Nobody knows. if I don't know, there's no way anybody else does either. Marco says order from the website. Text him. That's the plan, but if we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. All right, everybody have a good week. We'll see you later. Everybody, hang in there. It's Monday. We still have a full week in front of us, and I know that sometimes that can be a daunting thing to think about. That's why we do this show. We'll see you guys later. Kampai. Ooh, that's good sake. Thanks, guys. I know I've been teasing it for a very long time. One of these days, I'm going to record a sake episode of Drinking with the Gnome. Cold sake, hot sake, room temperature sake, all of it. Shrimp scampi, broiled shrimp, grilled shrimp,